Gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Now, instead of us diving into some red meat and tearing apart and talking about female behavior, this is a interesting one, and it's going to be a bit of a somber video, which I understand might not get too many views, but I do think that Norah Vincent has a story that's worth sharing. Unfortunately, over a month ago at the premiering of this video, Norah Vincent has passed away. Which I'll go on in the end of the video as to not talk about heavy stuff right away, but rather I think it's just best to say the short and sweet. Norah Vincent was a woman that underwent a social experiment in the early thousands. I can't believe I'm saying that, of becoming a man as a lesbian womanist, and she tried to live her life as close as possible to a man. To better understand the diverse nature between the two. And yeah, let's see. We're going to sit down together. We're going to reminisce. I know that there were a lot of gentlemen in the Discord and other Red Pill Discords I'm in that were talking about this topic. So for the most part, people respect her passing and what she's done as a woman trying to understand men. So I think it's a good topic to touch on, as there are a minority of women out here that are trying to sympathize with men and truly do so. Also understand themselves how things work. So let me pull up TikTok. Let's watch.
I was reminded that in this arena, it's women who have all the power.
We sit there and we just with one word, no, will crush someone. And the thing is, we don't have to do the part where you cross the room and you go up to a stranger and say the first words. And those first words are so hard to say without sounding like a cheese ball or sounding like a jerk or whatever else.
She says the pressure of Ned having to prove himself was grueling. Norah was surprised that many women had no interest in a soft, vulnerable man.
My prejudice was that the ideal man is a woman in a man's body. And I learned, no, that's really not. There are a lot of women out there who really want a manly man. Men are suffering. They have different problems than women have, but they don't have it better. They need our sympathy, they need our love, and they need each other more than anything else. They need to be together.
Do you think women understand what it's like to be a man?
Not at all. No clue.
I was reminded that in this arena...
There we go. Just 1 minute of hell straight truth from mouth of lesbian womanist. And she's absolutely right. And I think the most damning thing about this world is that we continue to take away male spaces like we do on YouTube, you know, with the banning of prominent male figures such as Andrew Tate. We're really trying to censor masculinity in this day and age, and truly feels like we're trying to spin some other narrative and make young men feel like it's not okay to embrace their masculinity, which is total, you know, BS to keep things PG. But yeah, a lot of powerful words in that one minute video. So you know, it's true. Men are suffering, and we need each other more now than ever. And we need good women. We need good men in this society as things continue to deteriorate, as we push further and further closer to war. Everything just breaks down. We need each other more than ever. We need to be strong, and we need to do our best. And I mean, in the early 2000s, she saw a different side of things. I think it's still very prevalent in this day and age. Anyways, let's get to the next TikTok. Let's see more about Norah.
Notice what men do. If they need to suddenly grab a taxi, hey, they just do that. Whereas women will ask for a taxi instead of demand one.
When all the pieces are together, hair, makeup, voice, posture, style, the transformation is complete.
There we go. So she completely changed her look to be as close to a man as possible without doing any sort of transitional changes. Because in the early thousands, that kind of stuff was probably not even talked about. But this is, I guess, as close as you can go to it. Anyways, I'm probably gonna skip around.
And Norah Vincent becomes Ned Vincent.
There you go, there's Ned.
And is out today and is about Norah's 18 months living as Ned. Of camaraderie, a male was to join.
To know how male friendships work from the inside out.
There we go.
Ned's first act as a newly minted male was to join that quintessential bastion of camaraderie, a men's bowling team. The only problem was she's a terrible bowler.
I probably bowled before this 3 times in my life, and that was, you know, in high school when you do it with both hands, you know. So it was just insane for me to walk into this place without any.
And why didn't they just run you out of town when they saw how bad you were?
It's an amazing thing because I think, I mean, that shows you the generosity that they had.
It was the first of Norah's many surprises. She thought these guys from a working-class Pennsylvania neighborhood would mock Ned's bowling and reject him as a guy. But from their first meeting, they accepted Ned.
The handshake was unbelievable. It blew me away the first time I shook hands with a guy, a strange guy. And I was amazed because you think of women, you know, we're so nice, we're so easy, men are so mean. Complete opposite. Hey, baby. And I felt as comfortable as I could.
Oh, the "hey baby" comment always gets me, man. This is, hold on, wait, let's see. I'm pretty sure this
right
is
away.
after
They
the
just took me in.
trans.
No questions
No.
asked.
This is the first time the guys are coming face to face with the female version of Ned, the guy.
Notice what men do if they need to suddenly
Okay.
grab a taxi.
Sorry, I meant to pause it there, but I don't know. This brings back old memories because this was kind of going on when I was a teenager and was actually something that I found quite interesting. Yeah, so there you go. As a woman, she infiltrated a men's space, although there's, I'm sure, female bowling teams, although being the minority. And she was just completely blown away by the camaraderie, which is something that, I don't know, doesn't really seem to be the case in women's friend circles. Like, sure, they'll go on trips together and stuff, but probably not as tight as men's groups are. Frankly, don't hang out with any of my exes. I don't hang out in their friend groups or stuff like that. I let girls do girl stuff. I'm totally fine with not being a part of that, but it's true, you know. Things are different between men and women, and having her see this firsthand was probably an amazing experience. Yeah. And at the end, I don't know if they explain that very well, but at first she had joined the group as Ned in the male form, and then eventually came back to the group as Norah in the female form. So, you know, took off all the makeup, all the clothes and whatnot. And that one I'm not going to go further into, as I think there's another clip which I thought was more interesting, her trying to date as Ned. But yeah, they accepted her both ways. It's just the camaraderie that men bring. One minute.
We haven't seen each other in a while, so just to let you know.
Yeah.
I've got to head out to mom.
But Ned returned and told Barbara the truth about her gender.
Saying you gave us all the lines, like, try to get rid of us. I see it, and as a woman, I have such sympathy. I'm like, oh, I hate being this guy that you're trying to get rid of. You know?
Talking to a woman, Barbara seemed more open and friendly, and in the end actually apologized for how she had treated Ned.
So,
Sorry for being bitchy.
please.
Does that kind of living in the skin of a man in the bar scene, in the dating scene, give you a different kind of respect for men?
It gives me a certain definite sympathy. And I don't mean that there's any disrespect, but it just makes me understand what's going on.
Norah.
Yeah, because that's the whole point of this experiment that she underwent, is understanding, which is why I have respect for this woman, and it's unfortunate that she passed away.
As Ned also went on about 30 dates with women, mostly arranging them on the internet.
Did you have any fun?
Rarely.
It was just an
pretty
ordeal.
unpleasant. Yeah.
She says the pressure of Ned having to prove himself was grueling. Norah was surprised that many women had no interest in a soft, vulnerable man.
My prejudice was that the ideal man is a woman in a man's body. And I learned, no, that's really not. There are a lot of women out there who really want a manly man.
Ultimately, Ned told...
Yeah, there we go. Which is the exact reason that I think it's important for us to have channels like this where we rally men and give them the cold hard truth that that's not what women want, even if they put out there that that's what they want, because they don't truly they don't truly understand. And here's it coming from the mouth of probably one of the most honest women in the last 25 years.
Told most of his dates that he was Norah. Many of the women reacted angrily, but usually just for a little while. Some women wanted to continue the relationship.
They remained interested in pursuing something further, you know, so whereas...
Sexually.
Yeah, and that was heterosexual women who, that's what I'm saying. It's all up here, because they said, well, we connected, and, you know, there's something, I really like you, and I don't care. How many guys would do that? That's the difference between male and female sexuality right there.
Norah says she found differences not only in sexuality and intimacy, but in every walk of life.
I'm in the market for a car, and
Take, for example, shopping for a new car. Going in as Norah, the sales pitch quickly becomes...
Yeah, you know, this has been running on quite long, and I'm going to wrap it up because, holy moly, I've been watching this for 12 minutes. But yeah, if you're interested in these clips, Outspoken Gentleman on TikTok has put them together, but just spend some time, YouTube, Norah Vincent, and there will be many channels talking about her, such as Tribe of Men. He put together quite a good one on her. Was an amazing guy. But anyways, I'm going to wrap things up here because I wish I could go into every little facet of her findings. We'd need a lot more time for that. That would be a Patreon video for sure if people were really interested. I saw everybody talking about this, and, you know, to wrap things up, unfortunately, Norah passed away recently, and it was a medically assisted end, which I believe you can say on YouTube, but even if it were to get demonetized for saying this, you know, sorry fiends, it's just important to share lessons like this on the web. Even if it means not a lot of viewership, it's the kind of video that should be put out there. You know, I need to reiterate that whether as a man or a woman, I commend anyone that tries to see what life is like from the other side and can truly reflect on the difficulties of others. It's really a shame that her health took a turn for the worse, and it's probably both her mental and her physical health. I don't understand the full story there. If you wanted to pick up some literature and understand what the story was here, why Norah went through this, and why that interview was happening, her book is called Self-Made Man from Norah Vincent, which you can probably find in your local library, or you could find looking at like Barnes & Noble or something, or Indigo if you're in Canada. But either way, holy moly, I think this has been my longest video, and I think it's very important to share the stories of people that do extraordinary things to understand men. Hate it, disagree, leave a comment down below. I'm genuinely curious what you think. But either way, be respectful, as this person has passed away very recently, and you never know what their family members are going through, like with anybody passing away, really. Either way, fiends, a bit of a somber video, but it's a pleasure presenting my findings to you today, and if you liked my content, help spread it throughout YouTube by liking the video and subscribing to my channel. Turn on the notification bells, I'll have new findings for you every single day. Do comment down below the video with your thoughts on this creator, and any thoughts of mine that resonated with you, or any topics of discussion in regards to this video. Hey, don't forget to visit Hidon and Taylor's channel today as well to catch up on his content, and Hidon's channel is linked in Taylor's video descriptions. Until tomorrow, thank you for watching, being respectful, and as always, do your due diligence.